Welcome into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. We're here at Zions Bank Stadium, Alex Napolis here with you as we get ready to kick off the second game of 4A. It's how long of a day it's been. It's Doug. As we get ready to start 4A semifinal action between the Dixie Flyers and the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Game 2 of the 4A semifinals. The Crimson Cliff Mustangs await their opponent for Thursday's championship game. Will it be the number 2 in the RPI, the Dixie Flyers? Or can the Ridgeline Riverhawks find themselves back with an opportunity to defend their crown at a state championship game? They are the defending 4A state champs. The teams begin to take the field as we get ready to start
the goalkeeper for
first half action.
0, Crosby West. Keeper for Dixie, number 1, Mason Randolph.
It'll be the Ridgeline Riverhawks in the white. They'll be going to the left of your screen here.
Are you ready?
And it is the Dixie Flyers in their blue. And they'll be going to the right of your screen here to start things in the first half. Moments away from getting things underway. And the ball is rolling and we're off. First half action here. Game 2 of the 4A semifinals. Dixie taking on the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Dixie here in possession. That ball played across to Ellett. Terasa with possession, loses it. Ball played over the top. It'll go out of bounds and out for a Dixie throw-in over on the far sideline. Dixie back in possession here momentarily as Ridgeline win the ball back. Gustav trying to keep possession. It'll go out of bounds and out. Dixie again with the throw-in over on the far sideline. Terraza trying to win it. Poked through by Vargas. Cleared away by the Flyers. And coming across and making the challenge there was Luke Bingham, who gets whistled for the foul. Again, game 2 here of the 4A semifinals. The Crimson Cliff Mustangs await their opponent. Let's take a look at the two teams here on hand. The Dixie Flyers, led by head coach Travis Wilkinson, 6th year in charge. 15-2 overall in the season, 12-0 in Region 9 play. Finished, of course, at the top of Region 9 with that 12-0 record. They are the number 2 seed in the RPI. 71 goals scored on the season, 19 goals against for the Dixie Flyers. Last season eliminated by Murray, 2-1 in the 4A quarterfinals. This season trying to make it state championships number 4. Last one in 2015 for the Dixie Flyers. This ball whipped in to the back post, the shot, and it's wide. Melvin Contreras found himself at the back post, and an early opportunity for Dixie. It goes wide. Contreras not too far off there. Good start for the Flyers. Good opportunity for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. They're led by head coach Richard Alexander, his 4th year in charge. 14-3 overall in the season this year. 10-2 in Region 11 play. Finished first at the top of Region 11. They are the number 6 seed in the RPI with 57 goals scored on the season, 15 goals against. Last season, of course, beating Murray in the state championship game. 4-3 the final score in that one for state championship number 3. 2017, 2021, and 2024. As the Riverhawks looking to defend their crown and go back-to-back here in 4A. Riverhawks throw in over on the far sideline. Sterasa goes to ground. The whistle and a foul call. The free kick coming up here for Dixie to try to boot this one away. Terasa, the junior, with the number 10. Wins the foul. And now the ball coming out here to Pasley on the near sideline. Played in centrally to Jacob. In possession here is Kogan. Contreras goes down. Ball went back by Bingham. Bingham plays it up to Cotter. Now here comes the Riverhawks. Only momentarily as Mason Randolph off his line to collect. Reads it well. Ball booted away. Headed there by Dean. Here's Vargas who plays it back. Ridgeline boots this one over the top, up the sideline. Giving chase was Dawson Ellett. Covers it well defensively for Dixie. A throw-in coming up now for the Flyers over on the far sideline. Denayer Dean will boot this one away. Giving chase here and cleared away by number 20, Joe Pasley. Ball goes out of bounds and out. A throw-in coming up for the Riverhawks here on the near sideline as Dylan Jones will throw this one in. Jones looking for options. Comes into Cotter. Cotter tries to poke it back to Jones. One back by the Flyers. Now the Flyers here try to hit on a quick counterattack. It's Kogan, cuts inside, gets it on his left. Ball goes out wide in the direction of Porter. And a whistle and a foul called against the Riverhawks. Ball played quickly across to Pasley. Joe Pasley for Dixie. Plays it centrally in the direction of Jacob. Ball out wide to Contreras. Contreras, step over, cuts to his left. Back to Pasley. Pasley taking it from distance, whips it into the box. Terasa. Dixie still in possession here with Terasa. Now into the box. Dixie, the shot comes off of Dean. Terasa again trying the shot. That ball will go out of bounds, and now a corner kick coming up for the Dixie Flyers here in the early goings of this first half. Get a start from the number 2 in the RPI. Having a couple of good opportunities, and now a corner kick to come out of it. Terasa heading over to the far sideline to take. He'll whip it in with the left. Goes near post. Contreras trying to get on the end of it. Now Contreras giving chase. Step over. Again, there from Melvin Contreras, the senior. Ball goes out of bounds and out. A throw-in coming up here for the Flyers on the near sideline. Joe Pasley to throw it in. Ball goes out of bounds and out. And a throw-in coming up here. Dylan Jones quickly putting it in for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Ball brought down by Bingham. Nice pass there to Cotter. Cotter centrally, looking for Barnett. Trying to get it back to Cotter. Nicely defended by the Flyers. Out of bounds and out. A throw-in coming up now for Dixie here on the near sideline, as Pasley will come over to take. Ball goes out. Dylan Jones to throw it in. Ball back in play here for the Flyers, who clears it away. Pirtle comes across with a header. One there by Taylor Kogan in the middle of the park. Goes out wide. Intercepted and cleared away by the Riverhawks. Barnett trying to get on the end of it. Brought down by Contreras. Up the sideline by Melvin. Poked away by Jones as the ball will go out of bounds and out. A throw-in coming up here for the Dixie Flyers. Passley to Kogan. One back by the Riverhawks. Gustav almost losing that ball. Now giving chase here is Rupp. The whistle, the foul, and a free kick coming up here for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. It'll be Alto Pirtle to take and clear it away for Ridgeline. Jacob with the header. Comes out to Jones. Jones does a good job to keep that one from going out of bounds. Plays it back to Pirtle. Pirtle. Up to Bingham. Bingham trying to play one through. Now giving chase here is Cotter. Cleared away by the Flyers. A throw-in for the Riverhawks coming up here on the near sideline. Ball back in play. Takes a heavy deflection. Jones trying to win it back with a header. Ball gets to Cotter. Cotter crosses it in, and that will go safely into the hands of Mason Randolph, who collects. Randolph will boot this one up and away. Kimball Carter into the box. Down goes Carter. Pirtle winning it back, pokes it away, and now Jones trying to clear it. Dylan Jones with the clearance, only to find Jacob. Now Contreras goes back to Passley. Ball floated in, takes a deflection. Here's Potter giving chase. Ball goes out of bounds and out. A throw in for Dixie over on the far sideline. Prior to substitutions as Sarabia checking in. Alex Sarabia into the game for the Dixie Flyers. Off comes Kimball Carter. Sarabia there getting involved in his first attack. But the whistle and the foul called. A free kick coming up here for
Dixie,
the Ridgeline Riverhawks.
Alex Sarabia.
Taylor Kogan here with the ball. Looking for options up the sideline. Plays it back in centrally to Contreras. Settles it back to Passley. Also, Pirtle comes across with the clearance. Kogan. Here's Kogan again. Up the sideline. Ball goes out of bounds and out. A throw-in coming up for the Dixie Flyers here on the near sideline. Kogan again. Gets past Jones. Jones recovers and is able to clear this one away. Throw-in again coming up for Dixie. Jacob. Porter. Out wide. Here comes an opportunity for the Dixie Flyers. Ball into the box, whipped in. Goes across the face of goal. And Contreras does a good job to keep that from going out of bounds. Passley can cross it in, does. Kogan near the top of the 18. Goes to ground. Rupp with the defensive challenge, and Dylan Jones comes across, clears it away for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Quickly won back by the Flyers. Dixie doing a really good job here in the first 15 minutes or so of this one of holding possession. That is a crunching challenge there made by Vargas. We will have a free kick coming up here for Dixie, but no card shown. No caution shown. Free kick coming up here for Dixie. As Dawson Ellett will take ball back in play with the Flyers. Jacob into the box to Contreras. Contreras gets the shot off, deflected by Vargas. The ball goes out of bounds, and now a corner kick coming up here for the Dixie Flyers. The number 2 in the RPI putting the pressure right now on the Ridgeline backline due to their early dominant possession. Kogan will take the corner. Contreras will walk away. Ball whipped in, goes back post, punched away by West. And now inside the box, Dixie still with a chance to shot. And he goes across the face of goal, Vargas. Came off of Vargas, but they'll say the goal kick. Vargas there putting himself in a difficult position. Nevertheless, ball goes out of bounds, and now a goal kick coming up here. It'll be Crosby West to boot this one away for the Ridgeline Riverhawks with 25 minutes left to go here in the first half. Ball booted away. As Terasa plays it up. Centrally to Kogan. Trying to get it back out to Terasa. Instead it goes out to Porter. Porter up the sideline. Cuts back, looking for support. Back out of the sideline. And that one will go cleared away by the Ridgeline Riverhawks and booted out by Dawson Ellett. Throw in coming up for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Prior to substitutions coming in as well for Ridgeline.
In for the Riverhawks, number 46, Carter Wolfley.
Carter Wolfley into the game.
And number 13, Ethan Howes.
Ethan Howes also in for the Riverhawks. Ball brought down by Rigby. Rigby plays it to Jones. Jones whips it into the box over Howes and out of bounds and out. The goal kick coming up. A dangerous opportunity there for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Unable to connect inside the box though with Ethan Howes, who just checked in. And a goal kick coming up here for Mason Randolph to boot this one away. Randolph. Sarabia giving chase. Pirtle defensively winning it back for the Riverhawks. There's a Dixie Flyer down after the play. We'll have a stoppage in play now. As the training staff will have to rush on here at Zions Bank. Stoppage with 23:16 left to go on the clock. Terasa back on his feet. And Beto Terasa will have to be subbed off here, checking in Asher Jurgensen for the Dixie Flyers.
Now on the pitch for the Flyers, number 9, Asher Jorgensen.
Getting ready here to resume action now after Terasa back on his feet. Good to see him walking back towards the sideline as he looks to carry on. Pirtle here in possession for the Riverhawks. Ball goes out wide to Wolfley. Wolfley trying to keep it in. And Wolfley is actually caught in an offside position, so the flag is raised on the far sideline. It will not stand, and a free kick coming up here for the Flyers. Opportunity for Dixie to boot this one up and away as James Porter boots it up. Ball back in play here with the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Ellett defensively trying to clear it. And Ellett boots it up and away. Sarabia trying to get onto the end of that one. Nicely defended by Denayer Dean. Throw in for the Flyers over on the far sideline. As Porter will look to throw it in. Porter plays it into Jacob. Losing out possession here is Dixie. Ridgeline winning it back with Gustav. The whistle, the foul, and a free kick coming up here for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. And an opportunity to boot this one up and away. With 21:42 left to go here in the first half, all tied up at 0-0. Still waiting for the first goal in this one as the Flyers and the Riverhawks going head-to-head with a spot for the 4A championship game on the line. Ball booted away. Cotter had it near the top of the 18. Cleared out by Dixie. Now Ridgeline trying to get back in the mix here with Cotter. Ball cleared away by Porter. James Porter comes across, makes the big clearance as it goes out of bounds and out. Throw in coming up for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Prior to substitutions in the offing. Cotter will make his way over to the sideline, as well as Mason Rigby checking into the game. Connor Barnett back in. And Vargas back in. Rupp brings it down. Ball here with Rigby. Now Rupp again for Ridgeline. Giving chase here is Contreras. Gets a foot on it, over the top. Pirtle covering. Sarabia battling out with Pirtle for possession. Pirtle and Sarabia get tangled up. The whistle, the foul, and a free kick coming up for Dixie. As Sarabia gets tangled up with Alto Pirtle. Pasley to Contreras, back to Pasley. Now Contreras. The shot from distance. Safely into the hands of Crosby West. The goalkeeper, the junior for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. West will boot this one away. Takes a bounce over Barnett. Lands at Ethan Howes. Howes tries to get it back to Barnett. Barnett comes in a little late, but we play on. Kogan up the sideline. Here comes Tyler. That ball booted away. Substitution here for the Flyers as Wyatt Woods into the game. Off comes Contreras.
Number 11, Wyatt Woods.
Pasley getting ready to throw this one in. Ball goes in centrally to Meza. And now here comes Gustav trying to play it over the top for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. And that one will travel back safely into the hands of Mason Randolph. Randolph here can boot this one away for the Flyers. Sarabia giving chase. Here's Taylor Kogan who brings it down. Here's Pasley. Sarabia trying to turn. Sarabia and a little bit of miscommunication there with Woods. Sarabia goes to ground. Pirtle here in possession. Pirtle brings it up for the Riverhawks. Giving chase is Howes. Defended by Potter. Ball cleared away as Ellett coming across as James Porter, missing out on the clearance. Substitutions here as Number 10, Beto Terraza, checking back into the game for the Dixie Flyers. Off comes Felix Meza.
10, Beto Terraza. In for the Riverhawks, number 2.
Substitution for the Riverhawks as well as Perry into the game. Ball into the box for the Riverhawks. Vargas gets a header on it. And Rigby was giving chase, cleared away by the Flyers. This is Vargas. Trying to get past Jurgensen. Ball played in and safely into the hands of Mason Randolph, who collects. Mason Randolph here can put this one away for Dixie. The ball into the attacking third and try to create some opportunities. Heavy touch by Sarabia. Porter comes across, cuts it out. Ball out wide, trying to find Woods. Ball comes out to the near sideline as Braxton Perry was giving chase. Couldn't get on the end of it. It'll go out of bounds and out. A throw in now. Ball in play here with Sarabia. Up to Woods. Woods now looking for options. Woods goes out wide to Porter. Jurgensen, heavy touch, loses out possession. Here comes Vargas. And the Riverhawks. Ball played into Gustav. Gustav will settle it for Denayer Dean. Dean goes out wide. And cleared away. Dawson Ellett coming across and making the defensive clearance. Ball goes out of bounds and out. Throw in for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Gustav here in possession. Gustav will look to play one into the box. And safely Randolph off his line to collect. Randolph trying to boot this one away for Dixie. Takes a bounce. Dean with the header. Lands at Jurgensen. Jurgensen brings it down. Supports himself with Terraza. Terraza making a nice move, getting past Gustav. Terraza still in possession. Goes up the sideline, giving chase here is Jurgensen. And can't connect. Heavy pass there from Terraza. Ball goes out of bounds and out. Throw in coming up for the Ridgeline Riverhawks over on the far sideline. Prior to substitutions coming in. Contreras back in for Dixie. Coming off is Jurgensen. Checking in for the Riverhawks. Looks like Dylan Jones back into the game.
In for Ridgeline, number 14, Dylan Jones. Dixie substitution, number 21, Melvin Contreras.
Ball still here with the Flyers as Taylor Cogan plays it through to Contreras. And Alto Pirtle coming up with a defensive challenge. Now here come the Riverhawks trying to hit on a quick counterattack. That ball played in behind. Cleared away by Ellett. As, again, it goes out of bounds and out. Throw in for the Ridgeline Riverhawks over on the far sideline. Prior to substitutions as Gustav will head to the bench for a breather. Checking into the game will be William West. Brought down by Perry. Ball whipped in. Goes to the back post. Headed away by the Flyers. Now giving chase here is Dylan Jones. Jones will let that one roll out of bounds. A throw in here for the Riverhawks. Jones to throw it in. Ball into the box. Lets it pass through. Cleared away by Ellett. Now in front. The header into the hands of Mason Randolph at the near post. Could have been dangerous, but Connor Barnett couldn't put enough redirection on the header. Pirtle against Contreras. Rupp comes across, wins it back. Here's Dylan Jones. Jones pulls it back, goes to the sideline. Here's Wolfley. Wolfley up for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Tries to play a ball through in behind to Barnett, and instead will go safely into the hands of Randolph. Porter out wide. Out of bounds and out. Throw in coming up for the Flyers. Prior to, though, substitution as Kimball Carter checking back into the game. Off comes number 34, Alex Sarabia.
In for Ridgeline, number 6, Luke Bingham.
Luke Bingham also back into the game for the Ridgeline Riverhawks.
Number 30, Kimball Carter.
Ethan Howes. Ball back to Jones. Jones has Howes. And Joe Pasley doing a phenomenal job defensively, coming across, makes the challenge, and clears this one away. Throw in now coming up for the Ridgeline Riverhawks on the near sideline, as Connor Barnett will throw it in. Barnett, long throw in towards the near post. And a mistake there from Rupp as he can't get the ball cleanly. Now here comes Contreras going down the other way for the Flyers. Contreras cuts inside. Pirtle goes down. Still an opportunity as Vargas makes the challenge defensively. That ball cleared as it goes out of bounds. Throw in now for the Flyers. Joe Pasley to throw it in. Ball brought down by Kimball Carter. Gets it out to Contreras. Contreras near the corner flag. Now down by 2. The flag is raised. The whistle, the free kick. Foul coming up here for Dixie. Opportunity to whip a ball in and see if they can create something off the set piece. With 11 minutes left to go here in the first half. Still tied up at 0-0 between Dixie and Ridgeline. Two hands in the air from Kogan as he whips one in, back post. And it'll go across the face of goal, out of bounds and out for the goal kick. Just got too much power there from number 13, Taylor Kogan. Substitution for the Riverhawks. Back into the game, number 12, Ben Cotter. Checking out will be number 13, Ethan Howes. Dixie winning back with Kogan. Here's Terasa. Terasa, nice through ball to Woods. The ball inside in front, and Crosby West off his line picks it up and denies the opportunity for Dixie. West quickly getting it out to Bingham. Ball back here to Bingham. Quickly won back by Dixie. It's Terasa. Plays it to Porter. Porter goes out wide. And Kogan try to play that back in centrally. And Vargas can't get past Porter. A throw-in for Dixie over on the far sideline. Kogan bringing it down. Vargas, collision, nothing called. Dixie trying to get the loose ball. Now the Flyers in possession. Quickly won back. Nice interception there by Rupp. Here comes the Ridgeline Riverhawks. That ball played in. Barnett in the center. And Mason Randolph off his line. Reads it and collects it well. Kogan with a nice turn. Woods giving chase. Wyatt Woods brings it down. Denayer Dean with the interception. Dean couldn't keep that ball from going out. It'll be a throw-in for the Flyers over on the far sideline. As number 17, John Porter, heading over to take. Ball back in play here with the Flyers. It won and cleared away by Dean. Ellett brings it down. Goes out wide to Porter. Porter gets it back up the sideline to Ellett. The cross comes in, takes a deflection, and it goes out of bounds. And now a corner kick coming up here for the Dixie Flyers. Set piece opportunity. Chance to whip the ball in. Let's see if they can break the deadlock here in the dying moments of the first half. Prior to those substitutions, as number 19, Felix Meza, back into the game for the Dixie Flyers. Checking into the game for the
Riverhawks substitution.
Riverhawks is Gustav.
Gustav. And number 18.
And 18, Mason Rigby, back into the game as well. Ball whipped in near post. That one will go through across the face of goal and out the other way.
For the Flyers, number 19.
Porter
Mesa.
up to Mesa. Mesa cuts back. Now Contreras. And mishits. Gustav clears it away. Passley brought down by Porter. Porter gets it up to Contreras. Nice little bit of skill there from Contreras against Dylan Jones. Takes it to the corner, now looking for support. Ball will go out of bounds and out. Throw in here for Dixie in the attacking third. Passley brings it in. Centrally to Mesa. Now back to Mesa. Nice little give and go here. Kogan into the box. Crosses it, trying to find it back to Felix Mesa. And it comes out to Passley. Still the Flyers on the attack. Chipped in by Contreras. And Crosby West off his line to collect. Reads it well. Headed away by Ellett. Passley. Given away. Gustav with the interception. Trying to find Cotter now giving chase. Cotter defended by Porter. To the end line, crosses it in. And that one will go out of bounds and out. A goal kick coming up here for Dixie. There's the opportunity. Goes a bang in here by the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Substitutions for the Riverhawks again as Wolfley back into the game.
Now on the pitch for Ridgeline, number 4, Eli Quist.
Eli Quist.
And 46, Carter Wolfley.
Also into the game. Mason Randolph to boot this one away. Passley will bring it down. Centrally to Terraza. Out wide to Porter. It's John Porter. Out wide to Wyatt Woods. Centrally, now here's Mesa. Felix Mesa will play it back to Porter. Porter over the top. Kogan tries to bring it down. And that one will go out of bounds. James Porter comes across, makes the challenge defensively. As Dylan Jones will throw it in here for the Riverhawks. Or excuse me, that was Cotter to throw it in. This is Gustav. Back out wide to Cotter. Cotter can't get past, but the offside flag is raised. The whistle and a free kick coming up here for Dixie as Ben Cotter caught in an offside position. Comes off of Jones. The ball will go out of bounds and out. Substitution coming up here for Dixie as number 7, Pablo Diaz, into the game.
In for Dixie, number 7, Pablo Diaz.
Kogan trying to turn. The flag is raised, and Taylor Kogan called for the foul. Free kick coming up here for the Riverhawks, an opportunity to clear this one away. Also Pirtle, senior defender, standing over it to clear it away. With 3:09 left to go here in the first half. Still all tied up, 0-0 between the Riverhawks and the Flyers. Flyers have had a couple of good opportunities early in this first half. But Ridgeline really growing into this game. Got a couple of good opportunities of their own. Taylor Cogan trying to get on the end of that one. He goes out of bounds and out. A throw in coming up for the Riverhawks. Dylan Jones to throw it in. Dylan Jones gets the ball back in. Cleared away. But the whistle and the foul called. The free kick coming up now for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Late here in the first half. Could be a good opportunity to whip a ball into the box. Create some havoc in front of Mason Randolph's goal and see if they can find the go-ahead goal prior to the end of the half. Alto Pirtle will stand over the ball to take. 2 minutes to go here in the first. Pirtle. Pirtle will whip it in. Wolfley brings it down near the top of the 18. Now to Jones. Jones into the box, crosses it in, takes a deflection, and a corner kick coming up here for the Riverhawks. Nicely defended by the Flyers. And a ball that could have been dangerous. Whipped in by Jones. It leads to a corner. And a chance here off the set piece to see if the Riverhawks can take a lead. Two hands in the air from Gustav. Goes near post. Flicked through. Cleared away by Dixie. Wolfley trying to play the ball back into the mix. Headed away by Porter. Now Rupp will bring it in for the Riverhawks. Ball back over the top. Cotter giving chase. And Randolph off his line. He'll collect and clear it away. Nicely done by Randolph, as it looked like Cotter was going to have an opportunity in behind the defense. Still Ridgeline here on the attack as a whistle and a foul called, a free kick for Gustav. And we'll have a stoppage in play as Pablo Diaz will see yellow. Sarabia will head back into the game.
Down for Dixie, number 34, Alex Sarabia.
And Gustav will try again off the free kick. 40 seconds left to go in this first half. Could be one of the last opportunities for the Riverhawks to try to take a lead. Gustav low driven into the near post. Randolph is there and he's able to collect. Mason Randolph again coming up nicely for the Dixie Flyers. Ball booted away by Randolph. One back by the Riverhawks with 20 seconds left. A Randolph again off his line. And like the senior veteran goalkeeper that he is, reads it well.
7.
Takes a bounce in front of Sarabia.
4, 3, 2.
And that will do it here for the end of the first half.
That's halftime after 40 minutes.
We head to the halftime break, and we're all tied up at 0-0 between the Dixie Flyers and the Ridgeline Riverhawks, the defending 4A champs, and the number 2 in the RPI going head-to-head as the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs await their opponent in the 4A state championship game. Hey, we're going to take a quick step aside, but don't go anywhere, because when we return, we'll have second half action to see who advances and who makes it through here in the 4A state semifinal game on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Into the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com, as always brought to you by Tab Bank. Alex Napolis here with you at Zions Bank Stadium as we get ready to start second half action of Game 2 of the 4A semifinals. The Dixie Flyers and the Ridgeline Riverhawks going head-to-head. No goals to talk about in that first half. Scoreless as we get ready to start second half action. 40 minutes to determine who moves on to take on the Crimson Cliff Mustangs in the 4A state championship game. Flyers start us off here with possession. Ball over the top plate to Mesa. Mesa with a heavy touch. Can't keep it from going out. And it'll be a throw-in here for the Ridgeline Riverhawks on the near sideline. Ball played in. Terasa brings it down. Now Porter. Again, John Porter. Now Mesa. Ball goes out of bounds and out, throwing here for the Riverhawks. Takes a bounce over Ellett. And Ellett will go all the way back to his goalkeeper in Mason Randolph. Randolph will boot this one over and out for the Flyers. Now here comes Gustav. Gustav with a heavy touch. One back by Dixie. Dixie quickly back into possession. Trying to get forward. Create some opportunities. Here's Porter. Plays the ball over the top. Giving chase here is Denayer Dean and Sarabia. Dean does a good job shielding it away. But now we have a whistle and a foul called as Sarabia gets tangled up with Denayer Dean. Crosby came off his line, collected it well. Dean did a good job shielding it. But Dean and Sarabia tangled up. Free kick coming up here for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Ball booted away by Crosby West. Mesa trying to win that one back. Vargas pokes it through for the Riverhawks. Now out wide to Mesa. Here comes an opportunity for Dixie. Ball played in centrally. Kogan can't get onto the end of it. Now here's Barnett trying to turn for the Riverhawks. Barnett, nicely defended by Joe Pasley. Pasley going up the sideline, gets it to Sarabia. Ball goes out wide to Pasley, out of bounds and out. A throw-in coming up for Dixie over on the far sideline. Ball played in quickly. Denayer Dean will boot this one away and clears it out for the Riverhawks. Ball goes out of bounds. A throw-in coming up for the Flyers over on the far sideline. Joe Pasley to throw it in. Ball back in play here with the Flyers. Momentarily as it's booted away by Rupp. Throw-in coming up again for Dixie over on the far sideline. Sarabia with the touch, tries to bring it in, cleared away by Ridgeline. Rupp brings it down. Sarabia trying to win it back. Rupp is able to clear it away. And the far sideline, Richard Alexander and his staff up on their feet. They wanted a foul called. Instead, we'll have a throw-in for Dixie over on the far sideline. This is Cotter. Tries to play one through, but the offside flag is raised. And it's going the other way. Ridgeline trying to find their opportunity in behind the defense, but the offside flag will bring this one back. James Porter will play it out wide to Pasley. Ball floated in. Takes a bounce over Crosby West, but West able to recover and deny Sarabia from getting on the end of that one. Nicely done by the junior goalkeeper. Off his line and collects. Booted away by Crosby West. Now Ellett will get rid of it. Pirtle comes across with the header. Goes back to Pasley. Pasley plays it in centrally to Terasa. Terasa with time and space near the middle of the park. Getting it to the near sideline for Porter. Porter to Mesa. Mesa back to Porter. Porter with an overlapping runner. Cleared away by Denayer Dean. Denayer Dean, the hero for the Riverhawks in the state championship game last year. Scored the winner late for the Riverhawks. Now here he dons the captain armband for Ridgeline and good defensively so far. Here's Dean trying to track this one down. Dean goes to ground The whistle and a foul called. Kogan whistled for the foul. Dean goes to ground. The free kick coming up now for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Alto Pirtle will boot this one away. Ridgeline gets rid of the ball. One back by Dixie. Only momentarily as Vargas now in possession. Vargas gets it out looking for Dylan Jones. Jones collides with Contreras. Loose ball. Brought in by Chacope. And the whistle and a foul called. Carlos Chacope. It's called, whistled for the foul. Free kick coming up for the Riverhawks, as Gustav will have a chance here to whip it in off the free kick with 33:26 left to go. Ball floated in by Gustav and into the post, into the near post, where Randolph is able to come off his line, collects and reads it well. Ball booted away by Mason Randolph. Sarabia bringing it in centrally. Now out wide. Here's Mesa in centrally to Kogan. Kogan tried to cross it in, takes a deflection. Still Taylor Kogan on the attack. As Mesa will play it to Porter. Porter centrally to Terasa. Now Mesa. Up the sideline to Kogan. Kogan crosses it in, and nobody there but Crosby West. The junior goalkeeper off his line collects, and here comes Dixie trying to steal the ball high up the pitch, and booted away by Rupp. Throw in over on the far sideline for the Dixie Flyers. Sarabia bringing it down. Goes to ground. Ridgeline back in possession here with Dylan Jones. Jones doing a nice move to keep it in bounds over on the far sideline. Now it'll go out of bounds. And a throw in coming up here for Dixie over on the far sideline. The whistle. Foul called and a free kick coming up for the Flyers. James Porter plays it across to John Porter. Porter centrally to Terasa against Gustav. Terasa. Ball one back by Barnett. Barnett cuts back. Terasa winning it back. Terasa goes to ground. Barnett commits the foul. And the free kick coming up here. We'll have a talking to here from the official with Barnett. And a free kick coming up here for the Dixie Flyers. Ellett will boot this one away. In centrally and cleared away. Barnett trying to get on the end of it. Ellett comes across and clears it away defensively for the Dixie Flyers. That ball goes out of bounds and out. A throw in for Ridgeline. And that ball back in play quickly with Bingham. Bingham trying to play it back out wide to Cotter. Cotter taking a touch inside. Cotter on the ball, dispossessed, and one back by the Flyers. Joe Pasley getting it up. Kogan now trying to bring it in. Gustav winning it back for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Gustav cuts inside, defended by Chacope. And nicely done by Chacope to just poke that one out of bounds. A throw-in coming up for the Riverhawks over on the far sideline. Dylan Jones to throw it in. And we'll have a stoppage in play as the center official center official and the assistant official and his AR having a chat near the center circle. I believe a crowd warning here is going to be issued to Richard Alexander and his coaching staff. Ball will resume as that ball's whipped in, back post. Giving chase is the Ridgeline Riverhawks. And Rigby doing a good job of keeping that one from going out, but one back by the Flyers. Here's Mesa, who plays it in centrally. Rupp cuts it out. Cleared away by Porter. Flyers trying to win the ball back. This is Dixie. Now here comes the Flyers with Mesa. Out wide. Into Kogan. Slide tackle made there by Rigby. Steals it away momentarily. The whistle and the foul called as Taylor Kogan here will see yellow. The yellow card caution has been issued to number 13, Taylor Kogan, and he'll have to head to the bench for a breather.
Now in for Dixie, number 11, Wyatt Woods.
Checking in, Wyatt Woods. Play there by Randolph, who boots this one away. Joe Pasley can't get the ball. James Porter comes across defensively. Here's Cotter on the attack for the Riverhawks. Cotter looking for options. Cleared away by Porter. Rupp trying to play it out wide. Cut out by John Porter. Porter goes to ground, the whistle, and the foul called. Free kick. Coming up here. Ball booted up. Ellett will boot this one away for the Flyers. Substitutions here for both sides.
Now on the pitch for Ridgeline, number 13, Ethan Howes.
Ball goes out in the direction of Vargas, who plays it over the top. Now Rigby into the box and cleared away. Ball into Vargas, trying to get it back out to Rigby. And Contreras still down after the play. .25-34 left to go. As Mason Randolph, he'll put this one away.
14, Dylan Jones.
Free kick coming up now for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Gustav taking the ball, standing over it to take, as the free kick coming up for the number 6 in the RPI. Ball whipped in, goes towards that far post, and it goes wide, out of bounds and out. For the goal kick. Ball here with Pirtle. It's Mesa who steals it. Pirtle wins it back for the Riverhawks. Now ball over the top. This is Barnett running onto it. Defended by Passley. Passley coming across, making the defensive challenge, and Passley doing a good job of forcing the ball out. Out of bounds and out. Both throw in here for the Flyers. Or excuse me, for the Riverhawks.
For the Riverhawks, number 4, Eli Quist.
As Quist checking back into the game. Ball in, Pirtle heads it. Goes out of bounds and out. Or excuse me, goes free kick called. And a foul. With the offside flag raised, it'll be Dawson Ellett to boot it away for Dixie. No, he'll leave it for Porter. James Porter to boot it away. 21 minutes left to go here in the second half. Still tied up at 0-0. Deadlocked here at Zions Bank Stadium. The Mustangs await their opponent for the next round. Ball comes out to Mesa. Now Kogan. Kogan plays it centrally to Terasa. Terasa. Ball floated in by Passley. Into the box. Floated in front. And into the back of the net. Felix Mesa scores for the Flyers. And Dixie lead it.
Dixie goal.
It's a goal for the Flyers. Felix Mesa, the junior. And the number 2 in the RPI take the lead.
The Dixie goal.
Halfway through the second half, and we have our breakthrough. Felix Mesa scores to give the Flyers the lead. Down goes Gustav. The whistle and a foul called, a free kick, as Gustav shown the yellow card caution. Gustav will go into the book, and he'll have to sub off. Vargas subbing back into the game after the yellow card for Gustav. 2017 left to go here in the second half, as we resume action. the goal scorer, Mesa, out wide to Porter. Porter up the sideline to Jurgensen. One back, cut out by the Riverhawks. Ball played in over the top. Giving chase here is Cotter. Cotter now into the box. Cotter with the left-footed shot, and Mason Randolph coming up big at his near post to deny the opportunity. Ball booted away by Randolph. This is Mesa, who plays it to Jorgensen. Jorgensen goes over the top. Now Kogan bringing it in. Kogan goes to ground, the whistle, the foul, and a free kick coming up for the Flyers. Free kick in a dangerous spot here for the Flyers. Opportunity to whip one into the box. Holding a 1-0 lead. Only 2 players in the box for the Flyers. They'll play it short to Kogan. Kogan crosses it in. Well, I guess switches it across to Pasley. Pasley to Terasa. Terasa with a heavy touch, able to keep possession. Terasa comes out wide to Jurgensen. Jurgensen up the sideline. Jurgensen out to Kogan. Ball goes out of bounds and out. Substitution here as number 7, Pablo Diaz, back into the game. Also checking in, Connor Barnett.
Number 11, Connor Barnett.
Ball comes down to the Flyers. Up the sideline quickly. It's Quist. Quist plays it to Cotter. Cotter looks to float one in. Wolfley giving chase. Wolfley defended by Pasley. Wolfley brings it in near the corner flag. That'll go out of bounds and out. Throw in for the Dixie Flyers over on the far sideline. Ball booted away by the Flyers. This is now a ball played to Braxton Perry. Perry goes down, the whistle, the foul, and a free kick coming up now for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. With 16:44 left to go here in the second half, the Riverhawks need an equalizer, looking for an equalizer. 4 on the wall here for the Flyers. Big opportunity to try to find the goal to put us back to level terms. Vargas standing over it to take. Everybody at the back post. Vargas will put it low. And a shot from Perry deflected off of the Flyers defense. Diaz trying to bring it in. Perry trying to filter one through in behind the defense. Loose ball inside the box. Can't be cleared. Connor trying to bring it down. And now cleared away by Dixie. Diaz still, Dean trying to keep it into the attacking third for the Ridgeline Riverhawks. Dean giving chase. And Connor goes down. The whistle and the foul called. We'll have a stoppage in play as it's an Ayer Dean sees yellow.
Returning for Ridgeline, number 14, Dylan Jones.
Ball back in play. And played over the top. Running in is Wyatt Woods. Woods into the box. Has to go out towards the corner flag. And now intercepted by the Riverhawks. Vargas will play it out wide. Now up the sideline. As Barnett couldn't get on the end of it. A substitution being made here as the goal scorer Felix Meza checking back into the game.
Number 19, Felix Meza.
Off comes Pablo Diaz. Ball in over on the far sideline. Pirtle will go back to his keeper in Crosby West. West will boot this one up and away. Giving chase here is Porter. Porter will just boot this one up and away. Outside of the stadium it goes. Quickly in by Ridgeline. Settles it. Cotter to Barnett. Cleared away. The whistle. And the free kick in a dangerous spot. The Ridgeline Riverhawks here have a free kick just outside of the 18. And an opportunity to see if they can try to tie things up. 4 on the wall for the Flyers. Randolph setting his lineup here at his near post. Vargas and Gustav standing over the ball to take. 4 on the wall. Gustav, the right-footed shot, comes crashing off the wall. And cleared away by Dixie. Loose ball inside the box, taking a shot. And Mason Randolph is there. Covers it with 2 hands. Picks it up. And can watch some of the time here tick, tick, tick away. Randolph will boot this one away. Goes over to the far sideline as Kogan will now bring it in. In centrally to Jacob. Jacob into Jurgensen. Jurgensen now in behind the defense. Jurgensen goes down. The flag, the whistle, and the foul. Free kick coming up for Dixie in a dangerous spot. A yellow card issued to number 2, Braxton Perry. Perry will have to head to the bench for a breather. Denayer Dean checking back in. And a free kick inches outside of the 18 for the Dixie Flyers. With 13-11 left to go here in the second half. Dixie looking for their opportunity, their chance to double their lead. Four on the wall for the Riverhawks. Crosby setting up his wall at his left post. Kogan standing over it to take. Kogan will step up, the shot, and it goes into the back of the net! Oh, that's a golazo! Dixie double their lead! The free kick buried into the back of the net! And the Flyers are flying here in the second half. What a golazo from Taylor Kogan. 2-0 lead with 13:09 left to go. 1 foot in to this 4A state championship game for the Flyers. Now they just have to hold on. A 2-goal cushion with 12:56 left to go.
Easy goal was scored by number 13, Taylor Kogan.
Ball in play over on that far sideline. Mesa brings it in. And a whistle and a foul called. The free kick coming up here for the Dixie Flyers. Ball played in to Kogan. Kogan goes down. Ridgeline here in possession with Vargas. Vargas gets past Mesa. Vargas still in possession. Ball booted over the top. Porter heads it away. Pirtle now into the attack. Pirtle up the sideline. Can't keep it from going out. It'll be a throw-in for the Flyers over on the far sideline. Prior to substitution here for Dixie. It's Kogan, after scoring his goal, will head to the bench for a breather. And into the game, Melvin Contreras. Passley to throw it in over on the far sideline. Dixie here in possession. Woods lets it roll through, giving chase. Rigby comes across, and that ball goes out of bounds and out. Ball played in. Rupp brings it in. Rupp will float one over the top. Off his line to collect is Mason Randolph. And gets it out quick to Jurgensen. Jurgensen up, trying to get it to Contreras. Contreras cut off by Jones. Jones clears it away. Out of bounds now, another Dixie throw in here on the near sideline. With 10:20 left to go. Dixie up by 2. And the defending champions in trouble. Jurgensen plays it in to Contreras at the corner flag. Contreras here happy to watch some of the time tick away. Cleared out, and Jurgensen will have a throw-in. Jurgensen gets it in for the Flyers. Denair Dean boots it away. Dean giving chase. Jurgensen giving chase. Dean heads it. Mesa trying to bring it in. Does. Nicely done by Mesa. Alto Pirtle winning it back. Pirtle up the sideline. And nobody there, as that one will just safely roll all the way back to the goalkeeper in Mason Randolph. Randolph here will watch some of that time wind down. Ball booted away. Barnett tries to play back centrally. Porter, or excuse me, that was Ellett who came across and just clears this one away. Substitution coming up for the Riverhawks. Checking into the game, Luke Bingham. Off comes number 4, Eli Quist.
In for the Riverhawks, number 6, Luke Bingham.
Ball goes out of bounds. Throw in. Ball into the box now for the Riverhawks. Cotter looking for options. Cotter cuts it back. Defended by Woods. Nicely done there by Wyatt Woods as it goes out of bounds. And they'll say it is Dixie ball. 8 minutes is all that remains here at Zions Bank. Wyatt Woods giving chase, goes out of bounds. Riverhawks throwing on the far sideline. Still plenty of time, but the Riverhawks, they need two to force overtime. Can the Flyers hold on? Dylan Jones almost loses possession. Goes to the near sideline for Pirtle. Pirtle pokes it through and cleared away by Porter. Quickly into Pirtle. This is Contreras who kicks it away. Nothing called. The free kick. Pirtle throws it in. Ball into the box for Barnett. Cleared away by the Flyers. Rubb with the header. Tries to get it back into the mix. Headed away by Porter. Now Vargas looking to bring it down. Gustav giving chase. Gustav, step over. Out to Rigby. And the offside flag is raised here on the near sideline. It will not count. And a free kick coming up. Ball booted up and away by the Dixie Flyers. Brought down by Vargas. Ridgeline back in possession. Goes back to Crosby West. West boots it away. Porter clears. Now in for Mesa. Mesa trying to get past two. Ultimately won back by Bingham. Cleared over the top. Vargas brings it in for the Riverhawks. Goes out wide. Gustav. Defended by Passley. And a big tackle there. Nothing called as we play on. That ball in behind as Dylan Jones will give chase. Jones going now the other way. Jones cleared away by Porter. Nice touch by Jurgensen. Contreras now up the sideline. Melvin Contreras taking it to the end line. Can't keep it from going out of bounds. And a throw-in coming up for the Riverhawks. Substitution as well here for Ridgeline.
Carter Wolfley now on the pitch for Ridgeline.
Wolfley in for the Riverhawks. Ball goes out wide. Out of bounds and out. Riverhawk throw in over on the far sideline. Ball goes now to Vargas. Vargas gets tangled up, goes to ground, the whistle, the foul called. And it'll be a Dixie Flyers free kick as Vargas whistled for the foul. Chance here to watch some of the time wind down. Ball in the direction of Rowan Johnson, who just checked in. Cleared away by the Riverhawks. That one will go safely all the way back into the hands of Mason Randolph. And again, he'll be happy to just watch some of this time wind down. Randolph will boot this one away. Mesa giving chase. Jones comes across with the header. Mesa trying to bring it down. And now here comes Dylan Jones. Crosses it in. Mason Randolph off his line. He'll collect and he'll read it. Randolph down. After the collision, now back up on his feet. Ball booted away by Randolph. Janair Dean heads it away. Contreras gets a header back, looking for Johnson. This is Mesa. Mesa goes out to Johnson. And cleared away. Pirtle giving chase. And Pirtle can't keep that one from going out of bounds. This will be a corner kick here for the Riverhawks. Pirtle to take with 2:45 left to go. Pirtle whips it in, goes back post. Gustav cleaning it up at the other end. And Gustav can't keep that one from going out of bounds. A throw in now for Dixie over on the far sideline. Prior to some substitutions, as number 31, Santos checking in. Boston Wilkinson also into the game, and number 25
for the Flyers, number 2
in Christian
number
Jimenez.
25, Christian Jimenez, and number 31,
Ball back in play.
Jason Santos.
More substitutions getting ready for the Flyers. Dean with the header. Comes down to Santos. Try to play to Contreras instead. Wolfson winning it. Free kick coming up for the Riverhawks as Danair Dean will look to boot one in towards the box. That one will just sail through and go out of bounds. A goal kick coming up now for the Flyers with 1:42 left to go. Substitutions getting ready as we'll have a stoppage in play. Christian Ordonez checking in for Dixie. Also back into the game, Rowan Johnson.
In for Dixie, number 3, Christian Ordonez. And number
Off will
15,
be
Rowan Johnson.
number 10, Terraza and Contreras. Ball back in play. Vargas. Can't get on the end of that one, but the whistle and the free kick. Riverhawks now with the free kick with 1:21 left to go. Ball booted in. Played into the near post, and Randolph will just see that one go out of bounds and out. Goal kick coming up here for the Flyers. Porter. Dixie back in possession. Ball played in over the top as Rowan Johnson gets on the end of it. Johnson tries to get inside, defended well by Danair Dean. Dean will boot this one away. Dixie trying to win possession back. They do momentarily. Chacope over the top. Crosby West off his line. He'll have to collect just at the edge of his 18. Ball cleared away by Crosby West with 25 seconds left. The Dixie bench on their feet. Ball in. And the whistle.
10, 9, 8, 7.
And that'll do it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
The countdown at Zions Bank and the Dixie Flyers, thanks to goals from Felix Mesa and a goal from Taylor Cogan. The Flyers are heading to the 4A state championship game where they'll have an opportunity to battle it out with the Crimson Cliff Mustangs for the next champion in 4A. Down goes the defending champs in the Ridgeline Riverhawks. It'll be the Flyers taking on the Mustangs in the state championship game. The Mustangs looking for, the Flyers looking for their first state championship since 2015, and they'll now have a chance at it as they'll play at America First Field on Thursday. For the Ridgeline Riverhawks, heartbreak as they came so close to defending their title, getting eliminated here in the semifinals. They'll fall to 14-4 overall on the season,
May 22nd at 1 p.m.
as Rich Alexander and his guys will be dethroned
Congratulations to both teams.
by either Crimson Cliffs or by the Dixie Flyers. Great game, great goals, and that's going to do it for us here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. As always, brought to you by Tab Bank. I'm Alex Napoles. Big shout out to Doug on the camera for hanging out with me all day here at Zions Bank Stadium. And from the entire Rewind Sports family, we thank you for watching. Everyone have a good night, and we'll talk to you on Thursday for Championship Thursday, starting with 6A, then 4A, and then 5A, all at America First Field on Thursday, and you can catch all the action here on KSLSports.com.